started getting in the bed, I thought it was usually any of things in the spot. So. No, you're good.
I didn't know it was cheeseburger with mayonnaise. You just do anything, don't you? I asked her for a cheeseburger with butter. Yes, I was like, I'm screaming. We got it figured out. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Great Plains Arena. Pool play game number 4, about ready to get underway. Five-minute warm-up has expired. Teams are collecting the pucks here. About to face off against the PEP Prospects. Not sure what PEP stands for, but I did confirm it's a local team, Calgary-based squad. Almost every team here is based out of Alberta. These guys said they're from Calgary. Power Edge Pro, I was informed. Thank you, Jed, for that tip. Power Edge Pro, Calgary-based team. And I think Warriors are probably the only team from, obviously, the United States, but also the only ones from really outside the province. So a lot of local teams playing against each other. I do see some different helmets and different breezers occasionally, so some of these may be summer teams. But all local Canadian kids against Warriors here, with primarily Northwest kids. Warriors coming off a loss to LA Oil. Oh, it looks like there might be a little history with Connor McDavid playing for PEP, so pretty good pedigree there. Interesting. All right, well. So the Connor McDavid types come out of PEP, so we'll see how that bodes for the Warriors. Someday soon they'll be saying, you know, the Rushniaks and the Phillips come out of the Warriors program, so they'll be worried about us soon enough. Common opponents between these two. PEP played the Alberta Pro team that we tied 3-3, and they beat them 9-4. So they did a little better against Alberta Pro than we did. And they also played LA Oil to a 3-3 tie, in which we lost 4-1. So they've done better against common opponents, but nevertheless, they are 14-year-olds, and this is hockey, and anything can happen. So we'll play it out on the ice, not on the score sheets of unrelated opponents here. So we'll see. Head-to-head, anything can happen. Warriors control the face-off early into the zone, but chipped right back to center ice. Rabotham down the left side, trying to get something going. He'll fire it in deep. They keep it in at the point. Right back to Bayshore. Bayshore chips it back in. Russell controlling, circling around the face-off circle, trying to find a seam or a shooting lane. Loses the puck, trying to toe drag it back to himself. Lost the puck there, but they bring it back to the point, but not out. Shot goes off of a skate boot or maybe a shin guard from Bayshore. Kick back to center ice. Warriors need to get a good start here. Back to Moss in the middle. Shot, blocker, save. Warriors need a good physical start here as they seem kind of outmatched to start the game against LA Oil. Just out-hustled and more physical game from the Leduc team. Let's try to set the tempo here early. First shot on target for Rusniak. He kicks it aside. Wald chips it up the near boards. Not out though, kept in at the point. Comes back to Gingrich. Gingrich circling behind his own net. Up the right side, into the neutral zone. Gingrich, good job there by Wald to tie up a defender. Gingrich squirts out to the left side. Trying to find some space in the far end. He's tied up. More Warriors there in support, trying to get it back to the point. Maybe a defensive pinch as Howick is back on the left point. Puck is kicked down, eventually picked up by the Prospects. They're over the blue line, centering pass. Shot goes wide. Prospects pick it up, try and play it back to the right point, but not quite there. Clark streaking out. Howick will chip it back to the neutral zone. Prospects will regroup. Icing is the call, with 12:56 remaining in this first period. Face off in the offensive zone for the Warriors. Onto the ice comes Curtin and Phillips. Welsh, Fuller, and Walcott are your forwards. Try to get a little more zoomed in there. Puck controlled by the Prospects. They'll play it around their own net and up the boards. Curtin and Phillips back for the Warriors. Here comes a rush, 2-on-2. They get around the defender. Shot goes wide right. Couple poke checks there in the crease. I think Ruzzi got a stick on it as well. That kicked into the far corner. Dangerous. A little tip there off the referee. Unintentional, obviously, but trying to clear it around the ref. Kicked right back into the slot. Ruzzi covered that one up. We'll get a face-off here. On the near side, up close and personal here on the camera. It's a good angle when we're in our zone. Puck comes back to the point. They do keep it in momentarily, but Curtin wraps it around. He'll throw it down, trying to find Fuller, but just out of his reach. Icing is the call as it crosses the red line. 12.5 minutes remaining, no score. Good tempo on both sides. Warriors with a couple good rushes. Prospects. Some offensive pressure as well. This puck picked up by the Prospects in the corner, but tied up by Rabotham immediately. Good check there from Moss. Prospects come away with it, trying to find an open man on the far face-off dot. Shot right in front, and they score. Loose puck just couldn't get covered there. Prospects chip in the rebound. Loose puck in the slot. Nobody there to clear out the house. Yeah, looks like the initial save was glove save by Rusniak, and it kind of chipped into the empty area with nobody there. Prospects bury the rebound. They go up 1-0 here. Just over 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Warriors chip it into the prospect zone. Trying to play it down deep. Russell's back there with Moss. Prospects chip it out. Trying to clear it out, but intercepted by Russell. Russell fires a shot, trying to get a rebound. Moss on the back door there looking for a rebound, but kicked aside. Russell playing it back to the slot. Rabotham with a flip shot. Gets kicked aside. Russell picks it up. Russell shot on target, leg pad save. It kicks all the way back almost to the blue line. Picked up by the prospects. They dump it down. Russell's going to get a rough here. Russell with the rough. Player did not have, they called interference, I guess. Similar call, but player did not have the puck, so big hit by Russell without the puck. Good for the interference call. Warriors go on the penalty kill. 11 and a half minutes remaining. Little Elton John, I guess that's what they call it, the Blues. 2-minute penalty to kill here for the Warriors. Good pressure by Wald on the far side. Prospects come away with it, trying to get a centering pass. Loose puck in front, and it trickles in. Just kind of bled right by the leg pad. Prospects trying to get a centering pass, but I'm not sure if they really got a stick on it. Just kind of trickled in. It might have hit a Warrior player. Could have got a prospect with a stick there, but either way, just kind of a little redirect tip, and it floats in behind the right leg pad of Rusniak. Prospects go up 2-0. Face off controlled by the Prospects. Pass up to center ice into the Warrior zone. Quick shot. Rusniak got a glove on it. High off the glass, Karam's around. Loose puck picked up by Wald. Wald with a break. 2-on-1 if Clark can catch up with him. Trying to get a centering pass over to Clark. Loose puck in front. Good timely poke check there by the Prospects. Comes back to the point for Gingrich. Fires a shot. Might have got tipped. Goes pretty well wide left. It must have been tipped. Shot. Loose puck in front. And they score! Warriors cut the deficit in half with a quick strike. Good pressure there down low. Not sure who put that one in. It's just a little too far out of my view there to see who might have scored that. I'll try to move the camera there a little bit more. It appears that the scoreboard is kind of in the way on some of those. Sorry about that. Rusniak sends it around looking for Howick. Kicked right back though. Prospects regain control. Trying to get a shot, goes off a skate. Too much traffic in front. They flip it in, another good tip, and Rusniak right on it. Good shot from the point and a good tip. Right into the chest guard of Rusniak, and we'll get a face-off here.
Let's go, bud!
10:17 remaining in period number 1. Prospect control, back to the point, blocked by Welsh. Shot trying to come in from the left point, but Welsh got a skate boot on it. Curtin ties up his man, Fuller there as well. Loose puck picked up by Welsh. Welsh trying to break it out with Walcott. Walcott getting around one defender, goes wide. Trying to get a centering pass. He pulls up, long outlet pass back to Phillips. Phillips shot, goes off the glass. Good rip shot from Phillips, goes high over the right side of the crossbar. Loose puck comes back to Walcott. He fires a shot, also wide right. Karam's back into the boards. That was a good pass from the deep corner all the way back to the right point for Phillips. Just went wide on the shot. Phillips and Curtin back. Prospects breaking it out, but a good poke check there by Fuller. Fuller plays it off the boards, trying to bank it in. Looking for Walcott, I believe. A little shot from the side there, scooped up by the goalie. Glove save. Face off down in the offensive zone for the Warriors. 2-1 your score. 3 goals already here in the first half of the first period. Good to see the Warriors answer the tempo and answer the goals. Warriors trying to play it down deep. Kicked out, though, by the prospects. They bring it up the left side through the neutral zone, just across the blue line. Forced wide by Bayshore. Poke check away by, I think, Moss, maybe Robotham. Robotham tips it back over to Russell. Russell streaking up the right side. Trying to get around one more defender, but poke checked away. Clearing attempt blocked by Osler. They send it back down, offsides, but Russell touches up. No icing, picked up by the prospects. Prospects in the near corner on the far end. Trying to clear it out. Kept in momentarily, but they come away with it. They'll break it up through the center ice. Over the blue line on the left side. Bayshore with a good stick there. Blocks the centering attempt. Shot right into the glove of Rusniak. And he'll hang on to that one. 8:26 remaining. So far, 2-1 the score, but pretty evenly matched game. A lot of good shots on both ends. Good goaltending play. And Warriors seeming to answer the energy so far from the prospects. Puck trickles just past Clark. Wald picks it up, trying to play it off the boards back to Clark, but broken up by the prospects. Clark gets a stick on it, comes back to the blue line and dumped right back in by the prospects. Rusniak leaves it for Gingrich. Gingrich up to Clark. Clark off the boards, trying to find Wald, but the puck gets up on its edge. It'll roll all the way down for an icing. With 7:57 remaining in period number 1. Warriors so far in the spring season 6-1-1, going 5-0 in Vegas and 1-1-1 here in Calgary so far. Pretty much all Canadian opponents as well, with the exception of the Vegas Junior Knights, as the Vegas tournament was called the Canada Crusher Classic, hosted by the Canada Crushers, and full of other teams from Victoria and Toronto and other parts of Alberta. And then, of course, everybody up here is from Canada, minus the Warriors. So 6-1-1 so far against all Canadian teams. Warriors putting up a pretty good showing in spring hockey. Face-off coming back in the Warriors zone after the icing call. Full strength for the Warriors. Fuller trying to break it out there with Welsh. Fuller gets around a defender. He's got Welsh in the slot, trying to play it back. Shot on target, looking for a rebound there, but the goalie does a great job to swarm the rebound and smothers it up for a face-off. Good 2-on-1 opportunity there. Back to full strength of the Warriors. A little over 7 minutes remaining here in period number 1. Osler and Bayshore are your defensemen back on the point. Fuller, Walcott, and Welsh are your forwards. Kept in by the Warriors. Welsh goes wide, trying to find a shooting lane. Flipping a little centering pass, though. Turned aside by the goalie. Comes back to Bayshore at the point. Chipped out by the prospects. Osler is back. Back checking as Welsh. 2-on-1. Centering pass right in front. Ruzi forced them wide. They chipped it wide on the tip. Flips jumps over the blue line and out of the zone. Osler and Bayshore on the far side. Bayshore forces him wide, trying to push the man off the puck. Good defensive effort by Bayshore. Prospects doing a good job to maintain puck control. Puck eventually picked up by Osler. He'll send it behind Rusniak. Bayshore absorbs a big hit, knocks the guy down. They chip it back in. Uzi will leave it for Osler. Osler gets one defender to chase him around the net, comes the other direction. Outlet pass over to Fuller. Fuller up to Walcott. Walcott across the blue line on the left side. Pulls up, trying to get a centering pass. Poke checked away, though, by the prospects at the last second. They'll come the other direction through center ice. Gingrich is back along with McCabe. Russell back checking, picks up the pass right in the slot, turns the other direction. Russell and Moss the other direction. Shot might have gone off the side of the cage. Loose puck at center ice, comes back to Russell. Russell trying to drag it around a defender, poked away and picked up by Gingrich momentarily, but the prospects come away with it. Russell back along with McCabe and Rabotham. Rabotham poke checks it away. He'll send it behind the net, trying to find Russell.
Oh, let's go, White!
Russell evades one defender over the blue line. Outlet pass trying to find Moss, streaking in the zone, but poked away by the prospects. Gingrich at center ice, breaks it up. It comes right back to Russell. Looking for Moss on the far side. A little too far, but Gingrich is there just in time to get a stick on it, fires it wide. Loose puck just trickled right outside the crease, and Gingrich was able to get a shot off, but it went wide left. Prospects re-enter the zone on the Warriors side. Phillips back with a great poke check by Phillips. Phillips breaks it up. It ends up on the stick of Moss. Back to Russell. Russell over the blue line, fires a shot, stick save, goes in the far corner. Phillips keeps it in at the point, chips it back down low, looking for Russell. Russell picks it up. Trying to find an open lane or a pass to Moss. One-timer blocked. Comes back to Curtin, fires a slap shot, tipped, goes wide. Picked up by Russell. Russell looking for a shooting lane, fires a shot, got tipped. Went behind the net, picked up by Moss. Warriors with some good pressure here. Loose puck comes back. Wald fires a shot, tipped by Russell in front. Loose puck again, Curtin fires a shot, saved by the goalie. Loose puck eventually covered up. A little action after the whistle there, hard to see on the far end. Warriors trying to stuff it in there on a few rebounds. Good offensive pressure there by the Warriors. As we were saying coming into this game, they played two common opponents, and the prospects had the better result in both occasions, but this is why they play the game. Warriors hanging in there so far. Curtin and Phillips back on defense. Wald will take this face-off. Clark on the left wing and Howick on the right. Loose puck picked up by the prospects. Poke check there by Wald, and it ends up in the prospects bench. We'll get a face-off at center ice. Wald takes the draw, immediately picked up by Clark. Backhand shot, stick save by the goalie. Clark will pick it up in the far end. Trying to dig it out of the corner. Bayshore back on the point. Osler back as well. Picked up by Wald, shot. Might have got tipped, went over the crossbar. Wald was clear in front of the crease, but it might have got a poke check. Stuff on the wraparound attempt there by Clark was blocked. Good centering pass from Clark, but it's picked off by the prospects. They get behind the defense. One man back is Osler. Great defensive play by Osler. Prospects looked ahead a clear angle, trying to get around Osler, but a great stick check. Back to the point for the prospects. They dump it back in. Osler will chase his man behind the net. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Comes back to the point, chipped ahead by Wald. One-on-one for Wald. He'll try the wrap around, trying to set something up, buy some time. Over to the left point for Osler. Shot goes wide. Howick trying to turn around with a tip, but wide of his stick. Sent back down by Clark. Goes behind the net. Osler pinching down from the left side. Osler pinches deep. Howick will roll back along with Bayshore. Osler's back to the point now. Keeps it in just under the blue line. Circles behind the net. Picked up by the prospects. Good forecheck pressure by Welsh down low. Prospects break it out. Comes all the way back to the Warriors zone. Icing will be the call. They wave it off. One arm up on one referee, and the other one waved it off. Prospects with a centering pass right in front. Shot saved by Rusniak. Linesman behind the play with his arm up. Linesman right on the puck, waved it off. And a quick centering pass by the prospects resulted in a shot on goal, but a great save by Rusniak to keep this score 2-1, I should say. Just over, or just under 2 minutes remaining. Loose puck chipped away by Fuller, but back to the point and kept in. McCabe behind the net, tying up his man. Prospects control the puck and try to center it. Goes all the way through the crease. Nobody home. Slap shot fanned on. Loose puck in front. Rusniak trying to get a glove on it. Just dangerous. Loose puck drifted through the crease and kicked out by McCabe. Great clear by McCabe. Welsh picks it up. He'll just try to ice it, but at least it clears the zone. And a good stick by Fuller. Fuller fires a shot. Loose puck in front after the stick save. Comes all the way back and out of the zone. Picked up by McCabe. Good opportunity there. Fuller just got behind the defense, but the puck trickled wide left and couldn't quite get a shot. Tough angle. Fuller. Good forecheck. Dumps it in deep behind the net. Prospects will pick it up. Trying to clear it out, but it's intercepted by Walcott. He sends it back in for Fuller. Loose puck comes back to Gingrich. He fires a shot right on target, saved by the goalie. Loose puck comes back to Gingrich again. He fires another shot just over the crossbar. Everybody here watched that laser just drift over the crossbar. There was an open net. The goalie was down in the butterfly, and there was definitely room. Gingrich's shot just fluttered over the crossbar, a couple inches high. Great shot from Gingrich. Had two in a row right there, but just fluttered over. Oh man, no, it was a lot of space. A lot of space over that shoulder. Phillips and Curtin back on defense for Botham to take the face-off. They win it back to Phillips. Phillips walks the line, plays it back to Moss. Moss trying to evade some traffic. Poke check away there by the Prospects. Curtin and Phillips back. Prospects trying to chip it through. Comes back to Phillips. Loose puck banged on by the Prospects. Too many sticks in the way. Just kind of fluttered in the air and out of the way. They'll play it back with the clearing it, or back to the point. It's picked up by Russell. Russell up the left side. Shot high off the glass. Comes back to Russell on the far corner. Picks up his own rebound. Loose puck dangerously bounces in front of the crease. And that's just enough to burn off the clock for the end of the first period. 2-1 your score. Warriors doing a great job to match the tempo. Keeping it close. Second period about to get underway here. Walcott will take the face-off. He's got Welsh and Fuller on the wings. Bayshore and Osler on defense. We'll get a closer look here on the offensive side of the ice for this camera angle this period. Prospects control up the right side. Quick shot saved by Rusniak, and he'll hang on to that one. Sounded like a chest pad or a leg pad, kind of a thud on the initial save, but it looks like it ended up in his glove. He hangs on to that. We'll get a face-off just to the left of Rusniak. Bayshore picks up the puck, trying to bang it off the boards and up and out of the zone. Finds Fuller. Fuller pokes it ahead. Trying to chase after, but cleared around behind their own net by the Prospects. Prospects chip it up, and Welsh is there to chip it right back in. Good pressure by Welsh, trying to get a shot off, but poked away by the Prospects. Gets chipped wide. Fluttering pass just behind almost everybody, but great play by Osler to clear it under the side. Away from the crease. Prospects regrouping in their own zone, trying to play it up through center ice. Welsh is there along with Bayshore. They chip it back to Fuller. Fuller chips it ahead. He'll head back for a line change. 5 out, 5 on for the Warriors. Wald with a good poke check on the near side. Clark and Wald come away with it. Wald right in front, plays it back to Clark. Shot! Glove save by the Prospects goalie. Good puck movement there from Wald to Clark. Good save by the Prospects goalie. We'll find out what happens after this game when they seed everybody. There'll be, if you're in the 5 and 6 position, there'll be a consolation game. 1 through 4, there will be semifinals in the morning. Shot, scored just on the glove side of Rusniak. 2-on-1 rush there for the Prospects, and they go up 3-1 on the quick rush down and the 2-on-1 break. As I was saying, tomorrow will be, I think, an 8 o'clock, 8:15-ish, and maybe a 10 o'clock semifinal. Pending the outcome of those for the top 4 teams, there's a consolation, or I should say a bronze game at 1 and a championship at 3. So if you're outside the top 4, there's just one consolation game tomorrow. If you're in the top 4, there's a semifinal as well as a bronze and gold medal game. So still a lot of hockey to be played here. Shot saved by Rusniak, comes in the near side. Phillips behind the net. Puck trickles on the far side. They'll play it back to Phillips. Phillips hits the brakes, trying to find an outlet pass. Plays it back over to Curtin. Curtin chips it ahead to Clark. Clark trying to get it out to Wald, but kept in by the Prospects. Prospects trying to get something set up, picked off by Clark. Back to Curtin, back to Clark, but the Prospects bang it in back deep. Howick is back there along with Curtin on the far end. Prospects doing a good job to maintain possession right in front, and it looks like they score again. Might have been a tip play. Shot from the point. There was one player in the slot. Looks like he got a stick on it. Maybe for a redirect. After the shot from the far side. Chips it behind Rusniak, and the Prospects go up 4-1. Botham to take the face off. Russell and Moss are your wingers. Osler picks up the puck, trying to get around a defender. Gets through one defender, but poke checked away right when he was ready to take the shot. It comes back to the point for Osler. He'll fire one, looking for a tip. Gets deflected behind the net. Russell pursuing with Botham. Loose puck picked up by Moss. Took a crack at it. Russell had it on his stick momentarily, but poke checked away by the Prospects. Up the right side come the Prospects. Osler is back along with Bayshore. Centering pass goes all the way through the crease. Bayshore and Russell on the near side pursuing. They played up to Robotham. Touch pass trying to find Russell. Poke checked away though. Prospects enter the zone. 2-on-2 break here. Forced into the side by Osler. They'll clear it all the way around. Russell comes away with it. Russell trying to kick it ahead to himself. Just overskates it. Almost had a chance for a breakaway there, but just skated past. Botham and Moss applying pressure. Clearing attempt comes right to Russell. Russell over the blue line, looking for a wrist shot. Deflected by 77 of the Prospects. Comes back to the point, kept in by Botham, and he'll head to the bench. Loose puck picked up by Bayshore. He'll chip it in deep. 11 minutes remaining here in period number 2. Prospects chip it up and out to center ice. Bayshore there to break it up. Loose puck trickles back, picked up by Fuller. Fuller behind his own net. Hits the brakes, evades some traffic, plays it over the near side. Touch pass looking for Russell, but it's picked up by Osler. Osler over the blue line. Trying to find a shooting lane, poke checked away. Quick breakout the other direction. Fuller is back, along with McCabe. Play is broken up, comes back to the left point. Prospects trying to get a shot off, but Russell bodies up his man. Shot from the corner, turned aside by Rusnak and picked up by Fuller on the rebound. Fuller the other direction. Chip pass over. Trying to find Welsh. Welsh got tied up with a couple of Prospects players, and they'll chip it out of the zone. Touch pass to the left side. Here come the Prospects up the left side. Just inside the blue line. Drop pass on the point. Good puck movement here by the Prospects. Centering pass goes through the crease. Backdoor shot saved by Rusnak. Chips into the far corner. Prospects again try centering pass. Broken up, but loose puck picked up in the high slot and kicked away. Welsh will chip it out to Fuller. Fuller across the blue line. Buys some time, goes off the side of the post. Gingrich plays it right back from the point to Fuller. Back to Gingrich. They'll play it back down low for Walcott. Walcott trying to get a centering pass, looking for Welsh or somebody else streaking to the slot, but it's poke checked away. Welsh picks it up behind the net. Welsh circling around and play it back off the boards, looking for Clark. Clark shot, looking for that high right corner, just wide. Comes back to Gingrich. Back to Clark in the slot. Clark with a backhand attempt. Good save by the goalie. Puck sits behind the net. Dug out by Howick. Howick trying to play it back to the point to Gingrich. Bounces off his stick. Picked up by the Prospects. McCabe and Gingrich back. Play broken up. Good check at open ice there. Prospects pick it up. The good poke check away though by Howick. Ends up on the stick of Clark. Clark trying to get around one defender. Trying to go 5-hole with a great play by the goalie. All the way across. He finds Curtin. Snapshot from Curtin right into the belly of the goalie. He hangs onto it. Good play by Clark there, trying to find the 5-hole, but good save by the goalie. 8.5 minutes remaining in period number 2. Back to the point, back down low to Clark. Clark rips a shot, glove save, and we'll get another face-off. Good play back to Curtin, back to Clark, and a good wrist shot. Goalie with a quick glove, and we'll get another face-off here just to the goalie's right. They win it back to Curtin again. They'll back in it, back down, trying to find Clark, but poked away by the Prospects. They'll push up the right side, 3-on-2. Curtin and Phillips are back for the Warriors. Curtin forces his man behind the net. They'll rotate. Phillips takes the man now. Curtin back in front of the slot. They'll chip it down deep. Wald will pick it up behind his own net. Wald trying to find Clark on the far side, just under his stick. And comes all the way back to the Prospects end of the ice. They'll turn and push it up through the right side, trying to get a centering pass shot. Glove save, Rusnak. 8:50 remaining. Say 7:50 remaining on the arena clock. Face off to the left of Rusnak. Quick touch pass from Russell, trying to find Moss streaking out there, but Russell picks up the loose puck. Russell trying to toe drag it through some traffic there, poke checked away. Verbotham pursuing in the corner. Moss gets a stick on it, settles back down in the near corner. Prospects chip it away, they clear the zone. One man back is Osler, back checking his Bayshore. Good job by Osler to tie the man up. They clear the puck around to the near corner. Kept in. Shot and scored. It sounded like Rusnak got a stick on it. Referee points to the back of the net. Prospects did a good job to keep the puck alive in the zone. Pinched down, took a quick shot. I heard the stick. It might have gone off the high stick and just trickled in the net on the rebound. A little over 7 minutes remaining, and the Prospects go up 5-1. Warriors doing a good job early on to keep it close and apply the same kind of pressure. The Prospects stretching out their lead here in the second period. 3 second period goals. Stretching the lead to 5-1. Loose puck in the slot, kicked aside by the Prospects. Fuller and Welsh pursuing in the far corner. Loose puck picked up by the Prospects. They'll clear it out on the left side through the neutral zone. Up the left side, McCabe is back along with Gingrich. Fuller picks up the puck in the far corner, circling behind the net. Plays it off the boards. Karam's all the way down. That'll be on target, no icing. Prospects goalie turns it aside. They'll play it up the right side. Errant pass off the skate of a Prospects player. Welsh is there to keep it in, trying to kick it ahead to Walcott. Walcott, Fuller, and Welsh on the far side, tied up with a couple Prospects players. Loose puck kicked aside, but picked up by the Prospects, and they'll chip it back to center ice. Comes all the way back to Gingrich. Gingrich trying to spin around some traffic, evade some pressure. Poke checked away, though. Prospects had it on their stick momentarily in the slot. Loose puck comes in front. Looked like Rusniak had it covered up, but it kicked into the far corner. Fuller kicks it ahead to Welsh, who's trying to backhand it out of the zone, but kept in at the point. Prospects will chip it in deep. Behind the net, trying to set something up. Picked up by Gingrich, though. He'll sauce it all the way back to center ice. Picked up by the Prospects defenseman. Trying to play it through center ice. It's picked off by Fuller. Fuller trying to get through the defense. He does. Just as he was ready to pull the trigger, another poke check from a back-checking Prospects player. Good defensive effort there by the Prospects. Phillips and Curtin back on defense. Phillips forces him wide, poke checks it away. They try to centering pass from the far corner, and it's picked up by Clark. Clark trying to skate through a couple of stick checks, but it's poked back by the Prospects. Phillips will send it back to Howick, who chips it over to Wald. Wald trying to skate through a check, but it's turned around by the Prospects the other direction. Prospects back to the point, trying to chip it in deep, but Clark picks it off. Clark and Wald on the rush on the far side. Dispossessed of the puck, chipped ahead by the Prospects, but Phillips sends it back in momentarily. Prospects pick it up, come the other direction. Curtin is back, shot. Goes off the paddle, it sounded like. Saved by Rusniak. It was headed for maybe the post or the crossbar. It sounded like it hit Rusniak's stick. Loose puck kicked aside, sent back all the way to the blue line. Prospects trying to set something up. They'll dump it in deep in the far corner. Curtin chasing after him. Clark is there as well. They'll head behind Rusniak. All the way back to the left point. Shot goes wide. Rusniak had his glove out, but it kicked wide. Warriors trying to clear the zone here. Long shift and a lot of time in the defensive zone for the Warriors. Wald bodies up his man. They chip it in deep, though. Picked up by Phillips. Phillips plays it ahead, trying to get it out, looking for Clark, but kept in by the Prospects. Shot by the Prospects. Glove saved by Rusniak. And we'll get a stoppage at 3:40 on the great save by Rusniak. Prospects went it back to the right D, over the left D, shot, leg pad saved by Rusniak. Chipped ahead to Russell. Russell through the neutral zone, across the blue line, forced wide. Trying to bring it around the net. Russell looking for someone to pass to. All the way back to the blue line, loses the handle. Sloppy pass at center ice for the Prospects. They'll regroup. Back to the left side. Cross ice pass just over the blue line. Prospects get through the defense. Shot right in front, kicked aside. Might have been Russell or Bayshore. They got a stick check there. Trying to stuff it in. It comes back to the right point. Shot goes off the knob. Stick saved by Rusniak. Warriors trying to play it off the glass and out, but kept in. Robotham tries to chip it out. Again, kept into the blue line. Russell takes a crack at it, and again kept in the blue line. Prospects doing a good job to extend this possession. Pass right in front of the slot. They get around, and they beat Rusniak on the left side. Prospects go up 6-1. Warriors just couldn't clear the zone there. A lot of attempts to get it out, but left defenseman for the Prospects doing a good job to hold the point there. Prospects go up 6-1. 5-goal lead here. I'm not sure if there's a running clock rule. We'll keep an eye on it. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. Sometimes they don't have it. We'll see. 5-goal lead now. Score goes 6-1 for the Prospects with 2.5 minutes remaining in period number 2. Prospects doing a good job to find the open man. It appears it's a collection of kids from different teams with different helmets and different breezers, but they certainly are playing well together. Good system hockey, finding the open man. Not a lot of selfish play and a lot of good looks and good passes. Loose puck in front, saved by Rusniak. Got a glove on it. 1:56 remaining. Stoppage in play. Loose puck trickles back to the right D for the Prospects. He'll pinch down, fires a shot. Sounded like Rusniak got a piece of it, then went off the glass.
Let's go, Warriors!
Prospects behind their own net. Pressure by Welsh trying to keep it alive in the zone. 90 seconds left in period number 2. Fuller over there on the far side along with Walcott. Trying to poke check it away. The Prospects fight through it and clear the zone, but it's picked up by Gingrich. Poke checked away though. Good rush by the Prospects. Keep that play alive. Picked up by Welsh. Welsh over the blue line. He'll dump it in, head back to the bench for a line change. Walcott on the near side chasing after it. Shot from the point by McKay, blocked by the Prospects defense, doesn't get through, and they'll break it out the other direction. Walcott back checking. Curtin is back. Forced to the side by Clark. Clark gets tripped up trying to clear the zone. That'll be a tripping penalty, it looks like, on the Prospects. I believe the Warriors will go on the power play here with about 46, 47 seconds left in the period. Phillips and Curtin back on defense. Loose puck controlled by the Prospects. Wald plays it back to Phillips. Phillips shot, looking for a tip, and they score! Shot from Phillips on the point, got tipped. I didn't quite see who redirected that. Double check on the replay here. Came back from the right point from Phillips and got a stick on it right on the left post. Trying to see who that was. Hard to tell there. There's Curry. Curtin had the play there on the point. Or I should say pinched down from the point, had the tip from Phillips to Curtin. Cuts it down to 6-2 on the power play goal. Good tip there, went in the top left corner, just over the goalie's shoulder. Good combination there from the two defensemen. Clark fires a shot, goes off a shin guard. 5 seconds left in the period, trying to get one more shot. Wald forced off the puck, and that'll do it for the second period. Boys showing some life, battling back with a goal there in the power play right before the end of the second. Phillips to Curtin, cuts it to 6-2. And we'll head into the third period here with 1 20-minute period remaining. Thank you. Couldn't tell who that was. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a nice little deflection. Good shot on net. That little redirection stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The goalie's good. Got to do something.
Yeah, just put it on net and get some
second chances. Redirect something. Well, that's not good. Thank you. Thank you very much. 20 minutes on the third period here. Warriors trying to claw back from a 4-goal deficit. Quick power play goal right at the end of the second. We'll see if they can notch another one here to start the third, keep the momentum going. It's a tough prospects team. As I was saying earlier, they've played two common opponents and played them tougher than the Warriors, so we kind of knew we had a battle coming into this. But Warriors played a pretty good first period, kept it 2-1. And then the prospects kind of stretched it out in the third period, or the second period, I should say, but Warriors showing some life right towards the end of the second there. Closed the gap down to 6-2. Prospects control the puck, trying to enter the zone. Osler does a good job to tie up his man while Welsh is back checking. Loose puck comes over to Fuller. Chipped ahead, though, by the prospects as they keep it alive in the zone. Bayshore with a good physical play in the corner. Separates the puck from his man. Forces it back to the point. Couple good poke checks to break up the play. It's chipped ahead to Welsh. Welsh clears the zone, but scooped up by the prospects at center ice. Prospects at center ice. Just over the far side blue line. They'll dump it in, touched up by Rusniak. Bayshore up to Welsh. Trying to find an outlet pass, ends up on a prospect stick. They'll dump it back in deep on the far side. Walcott pursuing. Prospects turn around, fire blocker save by Rusniak. Comes back to the same player here on the near side. Looking for the far backdoor shot there on a good pass over the face-off circle. It's broken up by the Warriors, and here comes Fuller. Fuller up the right side. Looking for a shooting lane. Poke checked away. Prospects will regroup in their own zone. They'll flip it ahead just into the zone. Bayshore will chase after it. Icing will be the call just behind the red line when they flip that in. 18-19 left in the third period. Face off back down in the prospect zone. Loose puck in the corner, chipped out by the prospects. They'll chase after it. McCabe is back checking in the corner. McCabe battling in the corner along with Gingrich. Prospects will play it back to the right D. Over the left D, back down low. Trying to get a centering pass. Good job by McCabe and Gingrich to tie him up. Playing behind the net. Gingrich will chip it up but not out. Kept in the blue line. Flipped right back down by the Prospects. Centering pass goes off the side of the net. Near post and scooped up by Wald. Wald trying to play it out.
Come on, MJ, let's go!
Kept in. Prospects doing a great job of puck control here to maintain possession in the offensive zone. Wald chips it ahead, trying to find Howitt. Looked like they were offside. Didn't quite get touched up, but they let it go. Chip pass up ahead to Wald. Wald trying to get around one defender. Poke checked away as he was trying to go maybe a wide shot or wrap around the net, but dispossessed of the puck there just at the right post. Prospects in over the blue line, trying to toe drag, kicked away by Curtin on a great defensive poke check. They'll regroup at center ice. Walcott, Clark, and Moss are your forwards. Curtin and Phillips are your defensemen. Puck controlled by the Prospects after it chips into their far zone. They'll circle behind their net. Up the left side, trying to clear it out. They'll get it over the blue line, back into center ice. Floater chip pass, knocked down momentarily, but poke checked away by the Warriors. They come away with it though. Prospects over the zone, over the blue line, I should say, after the loose puck is picked up. Behind Rusniak, centering pass. Right on the post. Rusniak trying to find it to clear it away, and Walcott picks it up and smacks it around the far side, circles out of the zone, back to center ice. Clark chips it back to the red line, picked up by the Prospects. Quickly enter the zone, shot goes wide off the glass. Back to the point. Clark picks it up. Circling around some traffic, he'll play it over to Phillips. Back to Curtin. Curtin evades a defender, or a forecheck, I should say, a forward. Chips it off the glass, trying to get it down in the zone, picked up by Clark. Clark looking for a shooting lane. Shot! Scores! Phillips to Curtin to Clark. And the Warriors have notched their third goal of the game. Good breakout there on the defensive side. Phillips to Curtin to Clark, and Clark beats the goalie in the high slot. Third goal of the game for the Warriors here. 15 and a half minutes remaining in the third period. They've cut the deficit from 6-1 to 6-3. Warriors showing a lot of fight here in this tough matchup against the Prospects. Bayshore will dump it in deep. Fuller chasing after it. Welsh on the far side. Welsh picks up the bouncing puck. Trying to get a shot, poke checked away. Loose puck in front for Fuller, takes a crack at it. Centering pass is poke checked away. Warriors getting some good offensive pressure here. Similar effort to what the Prospects were doing, just couldn't clear the zone. Same end of the ice. Trying to keep the play alive. Another shot goes wide left. Osler back on the right point. Poke check by Wald. Eventually chipped into the far corner. Bayshore going after it. To chip it back, but it's picked up by Osler. Osler plays it off the boards behind his own net. Trying to find Fuller. Fuller will chip it ahead to Bayshore, but goes under his stick back to the point and kept in by the Prospects. Eventually chipped out. I think Fuller might have got a stick on that. It comes all the way back to the Prospects' blue line. Wald comes away with it at center ice. He'll dump it in. Russell on the far side. Poked away, and here come the prospects through center ice. Verbotham pursuing. Forces them to make a pass behind the net, scooped up by Osler. He plays it back looking for Bayshore Clark, who sends it right back to Osler. Osler outlet pass looking for Clark, just out of his reach, and it's scooped up by the prospects in their own zone. Long outlet pass, touched up just ahead of the blue line, no icing. Trickles into the zone behind the red line. Circling around, pressure on the far side by Bayshore and Russell. Good check by Bayshore, and it's picked up by Gingrich. Gingrich with Russell trailing and Clark on the left side. Gingrich comes away with it. Trying to play it back to the point, loses the handle. They'll play it back to McCabe. McCabe keeps it in. Shot looking for a tip or a rebound. Loose puck in front after the initial save. Scooped up by the prospects defense. Comes back to the point, kept in by Verbotham. Verbotham will pinch back down after Gingrich rolls back. Gingrich on the point. Kept in by Russell. Russell trying to get a shooting lane, fires shot, gets blocked by the prospects. Prospects trying to break it through. They get through Gingrich and McCabe's shot saved by Rusniak. And we're going to get a trip or a... Yeah, we'll get a trip here, looks like, on Gingrich. Trying to get a good look at this on the replay. We'll see here. Yeah, Gingrich went down to his belly to slide and block that shot. And as he was sliding down, he tripped up the player. So a good call, looks like. Tough call, tough timing, but Warriors with a lot of momentum recently. But they go on the penalty kill here. Gingrich off just under the 13-minute mark for a 2-minute trip. Phillips on the ice with Curtin. Walcott and Verbotham are your forwards. Shot from the point, tip goes wide. Phillips and Curtin. Curtin picks it up, trying to clear it out. Loose puck in front. A bouncer. Prospects trying to get a stick on it. Verbotham picks it up, and he'll clear it out. Back at center ice. Prospects regroup. They'll dump it in behind Rusniak. Rusniak trying to leave it for a teammate, but it's tied up by a prospects player right behind the net. Curtin trying to get a stick on it. Loose puck in front. Shot. Rusniak might have got a piece on it, went wide. Walcott got a stick on it. Warriors can't clear it. Comes back to the point. Phillips on the far side. Good stick check. They'll regroup, send it back to the right point. Back down low. They'll try and play it back to the player from the left point. He was pinching down, but he'll regroup. Far side face-off circle. 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Gingrich. Walcott and Phillips on the far side. Pass into the slot, broken up, and fired and cleared by Verbotham. Good clear by Verbotham. Line change Warriors, 39 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. Long outlet pass, tipped into the zone. Wall chasing after it. He'll fire it off the boards, but not out. Kept in. It does trickle out, actually. It looked like it'd be a good pinch there by the Prospects player, but it trickles beside him. Prospects re-enter the zone on the far side. Good pressure by Wald along with McCabe. McCabe trying to chip it out. Trickles up the boards, but kept in at the left point. Shot. Rusniak got a piece of it. Osler behind his net. They'll play it around to the far side, but it comes back. Kept in at the left point, and a good stick by Wald to clear the zone. Back to full strength. The Warriors have killed it off. Gingrich straight to the bench. Onto the ice comes Welsh. Fuller with a shot goes wide. Fuller had a good look there, just a little bit of a tough angle. Fires it wide left. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in this third period. Warriors trying to keep it alive. McCabe back on the point. Osler on the right point. Wald battling with Fuller. This puck comes in front. Shot by Welsh. Got kicked as Prospects defense. Here they come up the left side. Phillips is back with Curtin. 2-on-2, really a 3-on-2 break. Pass all the way through the crease. Little one-timer redirect attempt. Goes wide. Curtin with a good stick. Backhand shot right into Rusniak, and he hangs on to that one. Loose puck controlled by the Warriors. Walcott will send it around the boards on the far side, trying to find Robotham. Loose puck goes back to the prospects. Poke checked away. Almost had a shot there in the crease. Poked away by the Warriors. Russell on the near side along with Gingrich. Gingrich trying to chip it ahead to Russell. Russell turns around, spins, find the open Robotham on the far side. I almost said MJ. I'm looking at some of the jerseys here, reading the nicknames. Looking for Robotham, but it's chipped back in by the prospects. Russell regroups. Up the right side, around some traffic. Has to hold up. Wait for the Warriors to be on sides. Russell will chip it in over to Walcott on the left side. Broken up by the prospects. They'll try to chip it out of the near side. It comes back in the neutral zone. Gingrich picks it up, trying to flip it back to Russell. Russell regains possession just inside the blue line. Shot fired, glove save. Loose puck picked up by Russell behind the net. Russell trying to play it back to the point. Off the boards, flipped back in by Gingrich. Loose puck in front. Chipped out by the prospects. McCabe is back along with Gingrich. The back-checking Russell picks up the puck. Russell over the blue line. Trying to pull it through some traffic. Poke checked away. Shot, glove save, Rusniak. Thought about dropping it down, but a little too much pressure there. He'll hang on to it. Just under 8 minutes remaining. 6-3 your score here in the third period. Bayshore picks it up, plays it on the far side for Welsh. Welsh trying to sauce it up to Clark just off of his stick. Had to sauce it through some traffic, but a little too bouncing of a puck to corral. Picked up by the prospects. Prospects the other direction. Shot deflected by Bayshore, goes in the near corner. Clark bodies up his man, comes away with the puck. Up the left side, trying to play it over to Welsh, but just out of his reach, and it's intercepted by the prospects. They'll chip it all the way in, covered up by Rusniak. 7:13 remaining in this final period. Shot from the point, right on target, another save, Rusniak. Prospects won that face-off right back to the right point immediately in a quick shot. Ruzi saw it all the way. Phillips on the ice with Curtin on defense. Loose puck, Ruzi down, just down in the butterfly, and they flip it over. Loose puck just outside the crease. And they flip it up and over Rusniak for goal number 7 for the Prospects. Prospects stretch it back to a 4-goal lead. Warriors showing some good life there, cutting it from 6-1 to 6-3. Prospects pouring another goal. Stretch the lead back to 4. 7-minute mark. Puck will flutter in, kicked aside by Rusniak. Brought back to the left point, kept in though. Kicked out to Fuller. Fuller trying to break it out with Howick and Moss. Moss back to Fuller. Loose puck in front. They take a crack at it, goes wide left. Prospects pick it up, comes back into the Warrior zone, chipped into the far corner. Phillips is there. He tries to chip it ahead to Fuller. Fuller picks it up. He's got Howick and Moss streaking out. Fuller to Moss, over to Howick. Line change everybody else. Howick has the puck inside the blue line. He'll throw it towards the crease and head back for a line change himself. Poke check by McCabe. Gingrich is on the ice as well. He'll poke check it away. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Botham on the far side. Centering pass right in front. They'll try to poke check it away. They'll glove it down. Hand pass they'll call. They'll blow it dead. Send the puck. The face-off should be out of the zone after the hand pass. Kind of looked like he passed it to himself, which would not be a hand pass, but might have been another player there that the puck got touched by after the hand. 5:55 remaining. Quick face-off drop there by the referee. Didn't look like anybody was set, but they chip it back in the zone. It's picked up by McCabe. McCabe will sauce it over to the far side of the ice for him, near side for us, trying to find Russell, but chipped back in by the prospects. Gingrich back to Russell. Russell with a little hesitation move. Creates some space, passes up to Walcott on the left side. Walcott chips it down into the corner. Robotham there as well, along with Russell. Russell comes away with it. Chip it off the boards, up and out of the zone. Comes back to McCabe at center ice. McCabe pass up into the glove of Russell, who drops it down. Poke checked away, though. And the prospects will chip it back to center ice. Glove down by Gingrich. Prospects on the left side into the zone. They'll chip it around back behind the red line. Picked up, though, by McCabe. Up the left side comes McCabe. He's got Russell streaking with him. He's got Robotham on the far side. They'll chip it behind the net. Robotham there as well. McCabe chasing after it. Kept in at the point by Russell momentarily, but it trickles out. Russell over the blue line. Toe drags around one defender, trying to get a shot. Poke checked away. Outlet pass on the near side, running the breakout of the prospect. They come up through center ice. Fluttering pass on target, but just to the left, actually. Waved at by Rusnak, but it goes in the far corner. Touched over to Russell. Russell around some traffic, just over 4 minutes remaining. He'll play it up to Wald. Wald poke checked away, but he'll chase it in the corner. Shot, gloves, or leg pad save, I should say. Kicked into the far side. Comes back to Osler. He'll chip it ahead, looking for Clark or Wald, but trickles all the way down to the goalie. He'll cover that up. We'll get a face-off at 3:49 remaining in the third period. This puck kept in at the point by Osler. Chipped around behind the prospect's net. Bayshore back as well as Osler. Chipped ahead by the prospects. Offsides is the call. They'll delay it. Prospects retreat and Bayshore picks up the puck. Outlet pass kept in at the blue line after the touch up by the prospects, but poke checked away by Clark. Clark and Wald on the left side. Down into the far corner. Whose puck comes back to Clark. Clark trying to find a shooting lane or a pass, but it's broken up by the prospects. Just about got behind the defense. They blew a tire, and Osler picks up the loose puck. Circling around, evades some traffic. He'll play it back on the near side to Clark. Clark, cross-ice pass looking for Osler. Right off the bench is a prospects player who chips it in. Curtin will chase after it. Prospects steal it, trying to get a centering pass, but it's poke checked away by Wald. Wald breaks it out. On the right side, touches over to Fuller. Fuller fires a quick shot, goes wide. It's a weird bounce. Shot from the right side, comes back to the right side. They'll play it over to Howick. Howick lets one rip off the glass. Comes back to Phillips. Phillips will chip it in deep. Trying to find Fuller. Comes back to Wald momentarily, but it's kicked out. Phillips is back. One man for the prospects. Doesn't pull the trigger, loose puck. Big check by Howick, or Wald, I should say, but looks like the player had the puck. Looks like Wald will get a penalty here for that, but the player had the puck when he delivered the check. We'll take a peek at this replay here. Yeah, the player had the puck. Wald just delivered a big hit on him. Looked worse than it was, but it appeared the player had the puck when Wald hit him, but nevertheless, he'll go off for a cross or a rough. 2 minutes left and a 2-minute penalty for the Warriors, so they'll finish the game shorthanded, barring any goals. They got the score 7-3. They haven't put the 7th goal up on the board. It still shows 6-3 in the arena. Warriors control the face-off, and Gingrich will flip it all the way down the ice. Prospects regroup. Quick pass. Zone entry into the right side. Trying to set something up. They'll drop it back to the right D. Fuller and Gingrich providing pressure on the right side. They'll play it behind the net, behind Rusniak. Trying to get a little sauce into the slot there, but broken up. Good job by McCabe. Another centering pass goes all the way through the crease. 1.5 minutes remaining. Penalty clock and the game clock almost identical, 1 second apart. Kick it back in. Rusniak sends it back out. Up to the point. Gingrich gets a stick on it. He'll turn and fire and send it the length of the ice. Burn another 15 seconds or so off the clock. Prospects regroup behind their net. Back through center ice. Walcott and Fuller on the ice along with Gingrich and McCabe. Under a minute remaining in the contest. Good back check by Walcott. McCabe is there as well. He chips it around the near side. Fuller is there. Loose puck comes over to a Prospects player, but good job by Walcott and Gingrich to force him away. That'll clear the zone. Just about a half a minute remaining. Prospects just over the blue line again, trying to get a shot off. Poke checked away. McCabe tries to send it out, but kept in at the left point. They toe drag it out of the blue line. The referee noticed that as well. Offsides call. We're going to face off just outside the blue line with 15 seconds remaining. Shows 15 on the penalty and 15.6 on the game clock. Botham takes a face-off with Clark. Phillips is back with Osler on defense. Clark chips it ahead. No icing. Might have been inside the red line anyway, but still on the penalty kill, no icing. 2 seconds left, and that'll do it. Warriors drop this one 7-3. They do put that 7th goal on the board finally. 7-3 is your final. It's a tough battle, really tough team. Calgary-based team here, the PEP Prospects, the 4-goal victory here over the Warriors. Warriors dropped to 1-2-1 in pool play. So we'll check the standings, see where that puts them. They were in 4th place going into this game. We'll double check where that puts them after the final game of pool play. 1 through 4 will have a semifinal game with a chance at a second game tomorrow, either a bronze medal game or a gold medal game. If they fall to the 5 or 6 spot, there will only be one game for sure tomorrow, and that'll be a consolation game. I can't recall exactly when that was, maybe 11 o'clock, and that would be it for the day. So we'll find out if they're in the semifinals in the 1 through 4 slot, or if they're in the 5-6 position with only one game possible tomorrow. Once we know that, we'll either see you tomorrow bright and early at 8 or 10, or maybe a little bit later for a consolation game. But until then, I should say, signing off for now. Warriors drop this one 7-3 and fall to 1-2-1 in pool play. We will see you tomorrow.